Welcome back, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Loners here. If you haven't, please like and subscribe here, as well as our vlog channel. It's always right there in the description. So please do that. And this is episode 317. All right, so today we're going to do a video what Trump's 175 billion golden dome will look like. So he's talking about this more and more now, about like a golden dome to protect the US from security threats. So
just another way to waste our money, huh?
Yeah, it's probably going to be way more expensive than that. Let's see.
The Golden Dome for America is game changer.
President Trump's Golden Dome plan might look simple here, but if the $175 billion missile defense shield is going to work the way he wants it to, the U.S. will need to put technology into space that is incredibly complex.
Excuse you.
Did you see the way he flipped?
He literally, because all of our cords are under here, he came underneath the table and put his head, peeked through all the cords. I was like, what are you doing?
All right.
Sorry, he needed to do his morning stretches.
In some cases, we're talking about satellites that don't even exist yet.
The only time that I can think of in the history of the United States where we have gone after something this complex was the Manhattan Project.
In the short term, experts say we'll probably see more existing defense systems placed around the country. Long term, those systems will have to interact with hundreds of satellites that are supposed to detect, track, and eventually even intercept high-tech missiles from space. That's because competitors like China and Russia are racing to develop missiles that can maneuver and evade current defenses.
I think innovation is going to continue, and we can't imagine or predict what our competitor nations are going to come up with.
Here's what the Golden Dome could ultimately look like, and why some worry that it will fuel a dangerous arms race in space. To understand why officials say the Golden Dome is needed, you first have to understand how missile technology is advancing. We'll start with the Standard Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, or ICBM, which travels in a high arc. This kind of missile, boosted by a rocket, travels to its peak hundreds of miles above the Earth and then is brought down by gravity. ICBMs are very dangerous. They can carry multiple nuclear warheads and even be shot from submarines. But their trajectory is predictable, making them easier to detect and track with radar. So several defense systems are capable of shooting one of these down. Now, there's a newer and more dangerous intercontinental missile called the Fractional Orbital Bombardment System, or FOBS. These can fly much lower. This kind of weapon is launched into a partial or fractional orbit. Since it doesn't travel in a high arc, the weapon can fly under the radar for much of its flight. It's capable of reaching its target much faster, and crucially, it can approach.
What year are we living in? I don't know. I just feel like, why are we even entertaining this idea?
I mean, I do think there's a possibility for a next world war. Definitely.
Do you genuinely believe that
it could happen? Yeah.
I feel like we're in the middle of it. I don't think.
No, it would be in the middle of it is when they're just launching shit left and right, and we're just like launching.
No, I feel like it's already happening, just not on our land.
Yeah.
And we are involved in a lot of
from unexpected angles, meaning defenses don't know when or where it's coming down.
Also, you have to ask yourself, how much of a good guy are you if you feel like you need to trap yourself in
No, I'm
this,
not saying we're a good guy, but I mean.
No, I'm not saying you. I just meant the people who are advocating for this. It's like, what are you defending yourself from exactly? Because I don't know.
China and Russia.
Again, it's like.
Newer threat is the Boosted Hypersonic Glide Weapon, which is an intercontinental missile that can maneuver and evade defenses. These missiles are launched into space and ultimately travel at extremely fast speeds, greater than Mach 5. And after they enter the atmosphere, they maneuver to their targets on a glide vehicle. Because they can glide at low altitudes and change course midair, they can be extremely hard to detect and counter. So how will the Golden Dome help upgrade the U.S.'s defenses to counter these new threats? The US already has a network of satellites that scans for infrared signatures, so they can detect when and where missiles launch. But those satellites can't determine the type of missiles being fired.
The maneuverability, the gliding, the outmaneuvering of our defenses, those are all the challenges that we're trying to address. So we need a sensor layer that can keep track and custody of all of these objects as they are maneuvering.
A sensor layer, which the Pentagon has already been developing, is a network of tracking satellites that President Trump wants to expedite. By launching hundreds and eventually even thousands of sensors into orbit.
I mean, he wants to expedite this because he knows he's pissing off world powers that could potentially lead to them trying to attack us on our home soil over here.
I feel like you're almost inviting it the more you protect yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, we shouldn't be in this position in the first place, but this goes back years and years of stuff we've been getting involved with.
But we haven't been doing anything to prevent this either.
Yeah.
U.S. says it will be able to detect and, importantly, track missiles as they maneuver and change course. Officials say the system will be able to calculate where a missile is heading so that defense systems can intercept it. But the Golden Dome won't stop there. The U.S. wants to field even more ambitious and controversial space technology that hasn't even been fully developed yet. We're talking about space interceptors.
It's not clear what the design is. The satellite might contain multiple interceptors, as in like a mother and daughter. It's not clear what the design is, what the U.S. will end up pursuing.
This just reaffirms that one line that was like, you got money for war, but no money for the poor.
Oh, the Tupac?
Yeah.
Whatever they end up looking like, these interceptors will, in theory, be key, because they'll be able to take out missiles much earlier in their flight. However, this is where things get very controversial. If you put interceptors in space, you could potentially do a lot more than just take out missile threats. You could imagine them being used offensively, let's say to take out satellites belonging to China or Russia. It's no surprise those countries, America's biggest competitors in space, have come out against the Golden Dome.
美国奉行本国优先，执迷于谋求自身绝对安全。我们敦促美方尽早放弃发展和部署全球反导系统。
Our enemies are very unhappy about it. You've been hearing, you've been reading. Why are they doing that? Why?
We are not under threat. We are not under threat. We are not under threat.
But
I don't care.
This might get us to the point of being under threat.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're inviting it. Like,
we're doing it because we want to be around for a long time. That's why we're doing it.
President Trump has said the Golden Dome will cost
$175
billion and be done by the end of his term. Though experts say it could cost billions more and take much longer to build out. That is...
Oh, just an update too. Apparently the Doge cuts and all that stuff, they actually ended up costing taxpayers money and they didn't save any money.
Shocker.
If it's actually ever finished. Previous presidents, most notably Ronald Reagan, have attempted ambitious missile defense efforts in the past.
What must be recognized is that our security is based on being prepared to meet all threats.
Those initiatives fell short because of high costs, technological shortcomings, and even pressure from foreign countries. The big question now is whether President Trump will be able to overcome those very same obstacles.
Yeah. It is pretty stupid.
It's not happening. He's bored yet again, has a stupid, ludicrous idea that will not end up happening and makes us just look even more stupid.
Yeah.
Because he opened his mouth about it in the first place. I bet flat earthers don't like this.
That's funny. That's a good point. Golden Dome with starving people inside.
Anyway, stupid.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is a lot of people who voted for this man will justify being poor because at least we're safe under a Golden Dome. As if you've ever been unsafe before by any... The biggest threat we have to our country is our government here.
Yeah.
And...
It's been that way for a while, but this is expediting that. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Well, leave your opinions down below, please, and like and subscribe, and jump over to our blog channel. Thank you guys.
Bye.